Hey y'all, what's up? It's your boy, P Nut, coming at you with another reaction. And before we get into this, welcome to the Peanut Gallery, y'all. And today, I'll be reacting to the latest from CJ the Champ. '03, General Grievous was the devil. Now, if y'all don't know about this man, General Grievous, this man is a different type of menace, bro. Enough talk, let's get into this.
Shut your clanker ass up, people.
Damn, straight racism.
I got
Damn, right off the
Something
rip.
wrong with him. That's not human, man. You're not ready,
Damn,
man.
crushing people, flipping people, mushing them in the face. Oh
Nigga,
no.
devil, man.
Sheesh, the
All
Forbidden
right, ladies and
Files.
gentlemen. Welcome to a brand new series on the channel, The
Okay.
Forbidden Files. Now, let me quickly explain to y'all what this is. These are not trials. These are files and cases for characters that, quite honestly, don't even need a trial.
Really?
This is the new tier called the Forbidden Tier, and it is
Okay.
strictly reserved for legends of the game. And we're
Nice.
starting this series off with a character that was so disgustingly broken, he had to get nerfed. And that is
That's
none other than
wild.
2003 General Grievous. This nigga Grievous in '03 was the devil in animated form. Niggas
Okay.
talk about '03 Grievous like niggas talk about Vaughn. Like, this dude was a Jedi killing
That's
machine.
insane
That
how he
was
spin.
force sensitive, by the way. Like, for real, dead ass, bro. If he wanted you out of there, he'd go do it himself on feet
That's
by
insane.
himself.
He
The nigga straight up
breakdancing.
had to go. And let me just give y'all a warning right now before we even start. If you have only seen Grievous from Revenge of the Sith in 3D Clone Wars and have never seen this man in the 2D version,
No.
then woo, you're in for a ride. So
Okay,
let's
it's
not
my
waste no
first
more
time
time.
seeing him in
Without
this
further
form.
ado.
Let's go.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Case 1. Sliming out multiple Jedi at once.
Okay.
Now, this right here was Grievous's first appearance in any type of Star Wars media. And man, I'll tell you, boy, this on record has to be one of the craziest character debuts of all time.
Let's
so
see
this
it.
is how this went down. While Anakin and Obi-Wan was finishing up a mission on this one planet, they get hailed from this one Jedi Master. And this man is fighting for his life and panicking. Bro was on the line like, General Kenobi, we need immediate evac. This new droid general, he's unstoppable.
Okay.
Oh God, I'm fuck as hell. And the next thing that you see when they swap to that planet is this man falling over and dying, and Grievous stomping the communicator in the ground.
Damn.
The first time you ever catch a glimpse of this demon is him booming a Jedi Master. Not just a regular Jedi Knight, a whole ass master.
Oh, no.
That is fucking horrifying.
Absolutely.
Now let's continue. The other Jedi that are with the Master that just got boomed are being completely surrounded by an army of droids. So while they had them completely surrounded at this abandoned ship, Grievous makes them cease fire.
Okay.
And after he made all the droids stop shooting, this man got on the mic and said, Attention, Jedi Storm! You are surrounded by the glorious Separatist army! Now, I could have my character swing tease you right now, but where will be the fun in that? So I, General Grievous,
Got them
will
sweating.
personally come in there and slam you niggas out myself.
Damn.
Prepare yourself for your impending doom, Jedi. So after Grievous drops the mic and proclaims that he's gonna slime out the Jedi himself,
Okay.
they all start taking position and getting prepared for this nigga. Because Grievous is walking towards them right now. And let me say this real quick. The Jedi in here are no pushovers. Especially these three. Longhead ass Kiadi Mundi, who is a
Okay.
member of the Jedi Council, Shakti, who was a pain in the ass to fight in the Force Unleashed. And Ayla Secura, the alien shorty that took like 10,000 backshots from clones in Revenge of the Sith. Like,
Damn.
these are known Jedi Masters. And the fact that this man Grievous had this long head ass motherfucker sweating bullets is insane.
Yeah, that's
so while
wild.
Grievous was approaching them, all they could hear was his footsteps echoing around the wreckage. They couldn't tell where this dude was at all. So this is where the insanity begins. this poor Padawan that looks like Shaggy, and believe it or not,
He does.
his name is actually Shaggy.
Wow.
When I first watched this, I was like, why does this dude look like Shaggy? And boy, oh boy,
It makes
come
sense.
to find out, this actually is a Jedi version of Shaggy.
Okay,
that's just
okay.
hilarious to me, bro. But anyways,
I didn't
while
know.
Grievous'
You learn something new every
footsteps
day.
got louder and louder, Shaggy, being the same scary-ass nigga in Star Wars as well, ended up losing his composure. So he runs outside.
Why would
just
he
to
run
get
out there?
squashed by this nigga Grievous.
Bro, that remind me of the big robot did to the chick in
Shaggy, that is one of the most
Cyberpunk.
insane deaths I've ever seen. This nigga Grievous jumped from the top
That's
rope,
insane.
squashed him, knocked the sonic rings out that nigga. If you pay attention very closely, his entire body disappeared.
Dang.
The impact of that fall was so hard, his carcass was squished into the ground. His
Holy
body was
smoke.
literally unrecoverable. So after Grievous squashed
Sent that
Shaggy,
man to the
he
shadow
starts
realm.
towering over all the Jedi and laughing at their asses. Then shows them his 10-foot mechanical body
What?
and then just disappears. These niggas were shook because this just turned into a survival horror. Grievous really started playing Dead by Daylight with these niggas, just toying with them while he was ready to hunt them down one by one. So while they were moving back with their backs against each other,
Smart
you see this
defense.
nigga appear out of the shadows like Batman hanging from the roof. Dude is literally looking over them, stalking his prey. So Grievous finally decided he was ready to get active. He jumps from the roof and starts going to town on these niggas, fighting the whole 1v5,
Dang.
enjoying every second of it. And dude, this man is a literal cheat code. He can turn his body into a Beyblade.
Bro,
This is
that's
the most
impossible.
unfair shit I've ever seen. Like, for real, how the hell are you supposed to fight a 10-foot cyborg
That's
that can move
insane.
his body like a Beyblade?
Shoot,
And
it's
guess what?
spinning.
That's not all he can do, because this is about to get even more insane. He started breakdancing on their asses.
That's
fighting
insane.
with his feet.
Breakdancing
No
and switching
way
the
in hell
swords
a
in his hand?
10-foot cyborg should be moving like this. No, twin, nuh-uh. I'll be for real, bro. If I saw this
Look
shit,
at
I'd put the
this.
saber down, bro. I wholeheartedly understand why George Lucas nerfed this nigga. So as the fight
That's
continued,
insane.
long-head-ass Kiadi Mundi tried to force push, bro, but Grievous dodged it and landed on the side of the roof. So this is when Grievous decided to start singling them out. He
Okay.
jumps back in and hits the ground so hard he made a smoke screen. So
Smart.
this wildebeest-looking nigga decided to go in and try to fight him one-on-one, but Grievous pulls off a crazy move. He blocks his attack, and when old boy tried to swing at him again, he dropped his saber, cut him
Okay.
across the middle
What?
with his green one, then just slapped this nigga with his other one.
Damn.
Bro boomed that musty-ass wildebeest immediately when he was 1v1 with him. So after the wildebeest Yeti hybrid got boomed, Shanti decides to throw a bunch of scrap at him. But Grievous ends up cutting through all of it. Then
Nice.
this one Jedi tries to pull up on him. I'ma refer to him as Yeet because a nigga got a turban on his head.
Nice.
Grievous grabs his elongated head with his grippers
Man,
and slams
mushing
Bruce
him.
into the ground, breaking his neck on impact.
Damn.
Stand a chance. He didn't even get to swing the saber. His last seconds of life was him getting his face gripped by this man's foot, then eating dirt right after that. But old boy wasn't the only person to get his face gripped.
That's wild.
Because after Grievous boomed him, Ayla came in trying to swing, but Grievous gripped her
Yo, you
face
see how you
mid-air,
flipped?
then swung both of their bodies across the map with his
What
feet.
the hell?
That has got to be one of the
He
most
said,
insane ways to
with
slime a
his
nigga.
feet, what?
Sending them flying
Look
with your
at
feet
this.
is OD.
What?
So the last two Jedi
Sent them in
remaining
the
were
air like
Long-Head
Team
Kiadi and
Rocket, bro.
Shanti. So Grievous ended up
That
zoning
is
them both out of their
nasty.
range. Then he drop kicks Kiadi's ass across the stage, taking him out of the fight. And this just left Grievous one-on-one with Shakti. And he was pushing her shit. She was
Damn.
panicking, barely holding on and blocking his strikes. So he ended up knocking the saber out of her hands. Then he comes in to swing on her, but Shakti barely blocks this with the force and gets sent flying into a pillar, and she is out of commission. So the last man standing was Kiadi Mundi with his elongated, dingling head.
Cone
So
head
Grievous
type
grabbed
himself.
Shakti's saber and picked it up with his foot.
What?
And he was staring at this nigga Kiadi, laughing at his ass like, "You fool with your
Man, on his killer bee type stuff.
been trained in your Jedi arts by Count Dooku." So after Grievous finished taunting this man, he ends up pushing Kiati and knocking the saber
That's
out of his hands
insane.
immediately. And Grievous ends up going in for the kill. But at the last millisecond, Kiati ends up getting bailed out by the clones. And the clones looked at that boy Grievous and said,
Troopers, blast that half-breed clanker.
so they start shooting at Grievous, and Grievous hits the dash.
Had
while
to
the
go.
clones are blasting every single piece of ammo that they have at this man. So while they continue trying to
Stormtrooper
shoot
aim,
Bro
man.
down, Grievous decides to drop in and starts to murder all of the clones in front of him.
Damn.
So after Grievous ended up mowing down the whole front line, a
No.
gunship ends up pulling up right in front of his face. And this is when Grievous finally decided to make a strategic retreat. So
Okay.
Grievous ends up hitting the dash again.
Stupid
That man's
Sonic
out of there. I know
spins.
his 40-yard dash speed is fast as hell. And Kiati and the clones end up retreating. So yeah, that right there was General Grievous's first ever appearance.
That's
so let's review
wild
his carnage
intro.
that he caused.
Wild.
He crushed Shaggy into oblivion, put Wildebeest nigga up on a shirt, gripped Yeet with his feet, and broke his neck, and threw their asses across
That
the
is
ship with his feet, and
crazy.
damn near killing Shock T along with Kiati Mundi. Oh, and I forgot old boy at the beginning that got boomed on the communicator, along with his entire battalion. So yeah, this man packed up 4 Jedi,
That's
put
insane.
Ayla and Shock T on a stretcher, and had Kiati's ass rethinking life. This is one of the nastiest debuts a character has ever had to
Holy
date.
smoke.
So yeah, and guess what? That was only case 1. We still
What?
got another case left. And boy, let me tell you, it gets even crazier.
How? How are they crazier from that?
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen,
Oh my
let's
Lord.
move on to case 2, the siege on Coruscant. Now, what you're about to see are the events that basically open up episode 3. Even though this
Okay.
series is now considered Legends continuity, this is still kind of what basically happened. So how this went down. This evil-ass conniving nigga Palpatine
Oh,
sent this
boy.
man Grievous to invade Coruscant and capture him. So the Separatists end up pulling up to Coruscant, and a massive battle just ensues. Now, before we get to Grievous, we gotta take a detour real quick, because
Nice
this is one of the
driving.
hardest moments in Star Wars history. This nigga Captain Fordo was popping off this battle. Nigga turned into the Doomslayer. Just look
Okay.
at this shit. Him and his squad are being overran, but he didn't care. Bro, boomed the battle droid in front, turned around,
Yeah, that's it.
smacked this nigga,
Damn.
dumped the clip in his
Damn,
ass, and
bitch.
throws his gun
Damn.
at this droid, blows his head off, then picked up his blaster in his left hand and started mowing these niggas down. Like, nah, bro. You know this man was top of the leaderboard in every single Battlefront
He
lobby.
is smoking
Bro
these
just dropped
boys.
off 20 droids in the span of 20 seconds. So while the battle continued and Captain Fordo was running up the scoreboard, we see this nigga Palpatine watching the battle and sipping tea, not giving a care in the world. This man doesn't care at all what is happening right now. He's just looking at all this shit like, good. I orchestrated all this shit. I don't give a damn what's happening, nigga. So while
Man,
Palpatine was
his
enjoying
little
his
eyes
tea,
on,
Shock
man.
T, a bunch of troopers and 2 Jedi end up pulling up with her. And they're trying to get this man Palpatine to safety. But Palpatine was just stalling and acting like, oh, Master Shock T, greetings. Would you like to enjoy some tea with me while I watch the battle? And she like, no, old ass nigga, I'm trying to get your ass to safety.
Right.
But while they continued to stay in this room, they started hearing footsteps around the room. And when they started getting louder, Shock T knew immediately who this was.
Get down,
You
Mr.
can hear it.
President!
Yup.
How are you?
So he ran in the window, letting himself right in the room. And look at this mechanical, lanky-ass nigga ore farming. Bro really had to hit a whole JoJo's pose before he started dropping niggas off.
He
So this
did.
nigga
The
Grievous
cape
looking at
waving in the
Palpatine
back like Piccolo.
Master, I've come to pick you up. Shut the fuck up. You mechanical Nimrod. They're not supposed to know that shit till the 3rd movie. Now capture me and make it look believable. So Grievous tries to grab him, but Shock T pulls him away. And they end up taking Palpatine, and Grievous is surrounded by about 20 clones. But bro didn't care that he was surrounded at all. Dude was
Okay.
actually ecstatic, because now he can let loose and kill some niggas. So the clones start firing, and Grievous jumps up and immediately starts mowing every clone in that room down.
Damn.
Look at what he does to this one dude. He grabs him and plants him on the wall, then just slices him down the middle. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this next guy got done dirty even worse. Grievous slices bro's gun in half. Then he grabs him by the leg with his own leg. Then
What?
throws
With his
him
own
out
leg
the
and
window.
threw him out the
Nah,
window?
bro, that is one of the worst ways to ever go out.
What the
Grabbed
heck?
his leg with his own own leg.
With his own leg and threw him out the window.
Like 100 floors before he goes splat.
What in the heck?
Man, rip that guy, bro. So as he
R.I.P.,
continues to murder
man.
everybody in this room and make this clone look up to the sky to see God, we get to one of the nastiest kills of all time.
Okay.
Grievous grabs this one clone by his face with his grippers, then slams his skull into the wall.
Damn.
Oh,
Massive
God, that might be
CTE.
worse than the guy that fell 100 floors. If you look to the right, you can see the horror on this one clone's
Yeah, he
face.
ready to
You
get
don't even
out of
see his
there.
face, but you can tell just by the look. If I saw one of my homies get slimed like that,
I'm out.
I'm gonna be real, I wouldn't know what to do.
No.
At this point, just put the gun down and accept your fate, or just run. Those are your only
Pretty
options.
much.
Look what happens to this royal guard. Bro grabs him with his
Dude,
grippers,
motion
starts
people.
using him as a body shield, then slams his body on the ground. These clones are having some of the most horrific deaths I've ever seen, because this is just getting ridiculous. So Grievous just continued to murder
It's
everyone.
popping off.
Those clones stood zero chance against this man. They were literally used as meat shields so Shakti and them could get away. So while they was waiting by the elevator, all they could hear were just the screams of everybody getting murdered in there.
Keep
Look
it
at
moving.
this one Jedi. He is spamming the button trying to get the elevator to come up. Because dude is horrified of what he's hearing in there.
Yep.
So when the screams stopped, they knew the head start that they got was over. Grievous busts through the door on all fours, running at them like a rabid dog while dodging multiple force pushes. So Shakti ends up finally hitting them, buying them some time to get in the elevator, but that didn't put Grievous down at all. So later on, after they escape, they're all taking this high-speed elevator down to the ground. So they thought they were safe. They thought they had time to breathe, but that lasted for a whopping 10 seconds. They looked to the right, and this nigga Grievous is running down the building.
He's running down the building?
He is running down a building, keeping up with a high-speed elevator.
What the heck, man?
No. This has got to be another reason why George Lucas nerfed this, man, because this is ridiculous. So this one clone said, "No, fuck this shit." He just decides to shoot a rocket launcher at him. And I'm not gonna lie, was that warranted? Yes. I mean, they gotta try something to stop this man. So when they finally reach the ground floor, they are surrounded by a bunch of super battle droids. And Grievous just drops from the building right in front of them. So Mr. Manslug nigga decides to use a force howl, but Grievous was prepared this time. He uses those damn grippers, digs in the ground, and starts moving through the house. They was trying every trick in the book and couldn't stop this man at all. So they just decided to run. There was no point in fighting him. So while they was on the run, Grievous's Magna Guards end up killing the final two clones. So the only ones that were left standing protecting Palpatine was Shakti and the other two Jedi. So they were having to run for their lives through the city while Grievous and his Magna Guards were chasing them. And this whole chase was just insane. They went from fighting on a ship to Grievous just destroying it, making it crash in the middle of the city. Then they ended up fighting in a subway station. And I'm not gonna lie, this next scene had to be one of the most terrifying scenes of all time. When they thought they were safe behind this train, this man Grievous pops up right behind them. Jump scare of doom. So he starts walking them down and pushing them back. Then kicks both of the two Jedi to the side. So he ends up walking up to Shakti and telling her,
"Salutations, Jedi scum! You may have escaped from me before, but today you will be slimed!"
But Shakti ends up pulling off a 10,000 IQ big brain play.
She
used the force to wrap this man's cape around the train. So when the train was ready to go, Grievous just
take him out of here.
And this finally brought them some time to escape from this man.
Brain.
So about a good 20 minutes passed, and they think that they finally shaken Grievous. Shakti ended up splitting up from him, and the other two Jedi ended up taking Palpatine to his bunker so he could be safe. So when they got in there and locked all the doors, they thought that they were in the clear. But they were soon about to realize not even getting yoinked by a high-speed train would stop this nigga. Grievous was waiting for them in that room the entire time.
How did he get there?
He drops down and starts fighting the other two Jedi. And while he was doing that, look at this evil, conniving motherfucker going back like, good, Grievous, good. Slime those niggas.
They caught playing this out earlier.
So while Grievous continued to fight them, they end up getting stuck in a lightsaber clash. And this is when Grievous finally revealed his trump card. The thing that he's most famous for. He pulls out the other two arms.
Yup,
and starts using all four of them holes. And when he was using all four of his arms, they stood no chance.
That's cheating,
Grievous
man.
got
The cheat code.
in a heartbeat.
Just unlocked a whole new skill, bro.
And it was game over for both them. So Grievous finds Palpatine, and he looking at him like,
Aha, I done it, Lord Sidious. Are you impressed?
about fucking time, you half-breed clank. Now get
Damn,
me on
the
this ship in this
racism runs
fucking gun.
deep.
Okay, on a real note, Grievous actually never knew that Palpatine was Sidious. That is still hilarious to how oblivious he was to him. But
Really?
anyways, Shakti finally ends up making it to the room, but she's too late. She sees the other two Jedi dead. And Grievous holding up Palpatine, and Palpatine looking at her like, oh, hello, Shakti, dear. I'm
He's
having a
too
little trouble here.
comfortable,
Can you
man.
please help me? So Shakti runs at Grievous, but he hits her saber to the side and just chokes her. So he takes her saber, adds it to his collection, then decides to give Shakti some actual shock. He
Really?
just electrocutes the hell out of her and just ties her up and leaves her there. So Grievous ends up taking Palpatine to his ship. But before he was about to leave, my goat, Mace motherfucking Windu,
Yes,
nigga, came down and
sir.
looked at Grievous like, you a fake demon twin, and crushes this man's sternum. Look how he had this man Grievous leaning back. Lord have mercy. And this is the incident in this continuity that gave him that iconic cough. So after the ship takes off and Grievous escapes,
Crazy.
Revenge of the Sith starts. But yeah, that's basically the end of case 2. So let's look at our final Carnage report for case 2. This
Yo,
man
Grievous
launched a
is
full
different
invasion
menace.
on Coruscant, broke into the Chancellor's room and slimed like 20 clones in the most brutal way fashion, then decided to chase the Jedi throughout the whole city, then kill 2 of them and knock out Shakti for a second time. This is some of the most wicked work of all time.
I see why it's forbidden.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, and that is the end of our first ever Forbidden File.
Yes.
I hope everybody can clearly see and understand why this demon got.
Ugh.
If he was moving like this in Revenge of the Sith and 3D Clone Wars, then dear God, the Republic would have been cooked. So yeah,
Pretty
2003 General Grievous, that nigga had to go, just straight up. So with that being said, hopefully y'all enjoyed. Let me know if y'all want any more Forbidden
Yes.
Files, because I have a whole list of these. And also make sure to follow the other socials, because that is where I'll tell y'all what all the future videos will be. And until next time.
Ooh. Yo, this man, General Grievous, man. I knew he was a demon, but not in this form, bro. This man is different, man. Was fighting with his hands, swords, sabers in his feet, throwing people in the air with his feet, mushing people, crushing people. Yo, this man, General Grievous. Whew. Yo, look, I don't want no problems, bro. No problems. That man is a true demon, bro. Shout out to CJ the Champ for dropping his banger, man. Appreciate you, man. Make sure y'all follow and support him, man. That's my reaction to 2003. General Grievous was the devil. Indeed, he was. Before I end this, thank y'all so much for supporting the channel. Road 10K subs. I'm out. One love. Yeet.